and surrounding areas of the great state of New York, this is the Albany News Update Show. I am your salacious host, Jonathan Madden, and I just learned this strange man sitting next to me is apparently named Brian McKenzie. Brian, if that is your real name, how are you doing this evening?
12 shows and I'm a strange man.
I congratulate you on knowing that this is our 13th show and we've done 12 shows before this.
Lucky 13.
Lucky 13. Lucky 13. Without further ado, let's see what's happened in and around the city of Albany these past few weeks. Mount Pleasant in Schenectady has finally gotten a splash pad in Wallingford Park to the delight of the children who get to frolic in the cool, refreshing spray that the splash pad provides. Said Pat Smith, the president of the Mount Pleasant Neighborhood Association, quote, "Watching those kids was like getting a new Ferrari," which, when you think about it, is kind of a strange analogy. The joy of kids being compared to obtaining an exotic sports car. Is it that kids' happiness can be bought? Are the kids up for sale? Ooh, can we trade the kids for a Ferrari? So many questions on that one, Brian.
Yeah, I don't get it. Maybe a Lamborghini. But
Oh, I get it. Yes, not a Ferrari.
Ferrari?
That's
No.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. All right, so moving on to our next story. Now, this is not how we envision this going, people, but apparently all our stories concerning drunk driving has now started some sort of DWI contest because the Daily Gazette reported a Malta woman had a BAC 3 times the legal limit, 0.28%. Albanites, this is not a competition. I mean, it wasn't as high as the woman we poked fun at a few episodes ago, which was 0.41, but just stop it already with the drinking and driving. We're running out of jokes. I don't have enough material.
who's got a calculator?
Who's got a calculator? Why?
0.28
0.28
divided by 3
divided by 3
is what?
greater than 0.8. 0.8 times 3 is 0.24. Which is less than 3 times. She had it greater than because it's 0.28. I am not going to get into a math competition with you. You would lose.
Burn.
All right. Now, there we go. I lied about the running out of DWI jokes because here's another one. In Wilton, a drunk driver attempted to flee into the woods after state troopers stopped the vehicle. Neil Despacito. I am not making his name up. Neil Despacito thought he could avoid capture by hiding behind a large tree. But it turns out he was simply standing in a field holding a pencil up to his face. People, stop the drinking and driving. Seriously. Do you think this is a competition now? Do you think people are trying to hit the record for blood alcohol content? Is our show contributing?
Your stories are
the-
lacking details. Was it a number 2 pencil?
Maybe. Okay, now, here's how we know the world is indeed coming to an end. The Republicans on the Troy City Council have agreed to appoint a Democrat to fill a vacancy. Also, Israel has agreed to a 2-state solution. Russia has apologized for attacking Ukraine and is leaving the country. And Kanye and Kim are getting back together. I don't know which one of those is the least believable.
And Anuz is getting nominated for an Emmy.
I knew it. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
No, who's going to believe that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time in the show, if my cue cards are correct. Yes, it says right here, BMac attack. Brian, do you have something Albany related that you can, complain about, moan about, rant about?
There's always something to complain about.
There's always something to complain about. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for to do that.
Well, folks, it's that time of year again. Yep, it's racing season. Whoopee! I have lived 15 minutes from that place my entire life, and I've been there probably maybe a half a dozen times.
Anybody have a calculator? Is that 6?
That's right.
I'm sorry. Go
You're
on.
the math genius.
I am.
Anyway, the track doesn't interest me. Sure, the venue is nice enough. Saratoga has a rich, historical, small-town feel to it.
It does.
A nice charm, if you will. But the allure of Saratoga is not enough to draw me to the track.
Oh.
Plus, it's hard to enjoy the small-town flavor of Saratoga when the place is teeming with mass holes and
Language.
obnoxious New York City dwellers making the trek north.
Oh, no.
They walk around like they own the place. It's barely tolerable.
Barely.
You know what else I don't like?
Do pray tell, share, Brian.
Those stupid hats. Enough of the hats, ladies. Some traditions don't need to be carried on. No one behind you can see what's going on with that frilly spaceship on your head. Please do not think you're better than the rest of us just because you look fantastic in your hat and dress while the rest of us lowlifes are sitting around in our stained t-shirts, dirty shorts, and flip-flops. Oh, just go sit in the grandstand with the rest of the rich people, will you?
Man, you're brutal. Brutal.
I know where you'll be sitting. I'm also going to guess that the horses aren't so excited about racing season. Ever notice them being put in that starter's gate? It's worse than Kim Kardashian trying to fit into Marilyn Monroe's JFK birthday dress.
Good one.
They drag the poor soul in there while the little guy on top yanks him to get him to comply.
The little guy is called the jockey.
Yeah, whatever.
By the way.
I'm thinking that these horses would rather be grazing out in some nice grassy pasture than being forced to race with 110 pounds of human on his back, whipping his ass and kicking his stomach to go faster in the heat, rain, or whatever the hell the weather is. God forbid a horse falls and breaks his leg.
Ooh.
Or her leg. It's a mare. Then it's curtains. Off to the glue factory or fine dining for Fido.
Oh. Oh. Oh, my goodness.
I don't think they do that anymore.
I know. Jeez. Okay.
There's no such thing as injury rehabilitation in that line of work.
No.
I'm thinking Mr. Ed is not on board with this whole racing business.
I agree.
Nobody knows Mr. Ed.
No, I don't.
Laugh. What about betting? Could that be any more confusing? Exactas, trifectas, daily doubles, wheels, win, place. Show me something that is more aggravating than this.
I can show you, but you'd have to look into a mirror.
Also, those
Come on, that was... Anyways, move on.
those sheets with the betting tips, they're worthless.
What?
You'd have to be a quantum computer to process all the information in those books, betting guides, sheets, or whatever the hell you call them. Then, of course, there's always the guy that claims to have the system.
The system.
He's circling his folded up booklet with his nub of a pencil, number 2, nodding maniacally, yelling out, and then confidently striding up to the window, the betting window, that is,
The betting window.
to whisper his selections to a clerk who would rather be sticking needles into their eyes.
Ouch.
He's wearing jean shorts, a tucked-in wife beater. Whoops. White sneakers with white socks, a backwards baseball cap, and he's chain smoking. Avoid this guy at all costs.
I will do that.
Do you own any of that clothing? We'll assume you do.
A baseball cap, but I don't wear it backwards.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't.
Does that not count?
Well, I guess there's still food to try to enjoy the day once your betting money has evaporated into thin air. Hit the ATM up for $40 and go grab something to eat. Maybe do some people watching, drink a beverage if that's your thing. Make the best of it. After all, it's going to be at least a year or two before some friend or family member talks you into going to this place again. Lastly, important, please consider adopting a horse with a bum ankle. It'll save a life.
What was funny about adopting a horse with a bum ankle? Wow. Even our studio audience doesn't think it's that serious.
Where's the shotgun?
That was wrong. That was wrong, and very mean. Can you adopt a horse? Is it possible to adopt a horse?
I may turn the shotgun on myself.
Can you? Is it possible to adopt a horse? Is that a real thing?
How the hell do I know? Don't they have shelters for horses?
I don't know. Maybe. I didn't know you could adopt a horse. Maybe you can.
Poor horses.
Who knows? Ladies and gentlemen, once again, in our 13th show, the BMac attack. Yes, you can applaud. Yeah.
We didn't even get into New York State's involvement with all this mess with NYRA and stuff like that.
That is true.
That's another show,
That's
folks.
another show. Thank you, Brian.
Right.
Thank you.
On with your nonsense.
Moving on, the Colony Elks Lodge was demolished to make way for senior housing. They sold the building due to declining membership, but it's okay. They merged with the Watervliet Club, so now it's the Watervliet Colony Elks Lodge. And yes, it's only a matter of time before it's the Watervliet Colony, Albany, Clifton Park, Troy, Schenectady, Rotterdam, Malta, Amsterdam, Saratoga, Guilderland, Altamont, Cohoes, Menands, Regina, Boysville Elks Lodge. Did you know that the I guess the leader or the head of each of the Elks Lodge is called Exalted Ruler? Did you know that?
No.
Exalted Ruler. That's not weird or anything, is it?
Well, I've used that terminology in reference to myself.
Exalted Rulers. I don't know. They also have things called cyber assistants.
I'm not an
whatever
elk.
that means.
I'm not an elk.
Exalted Ruler. It sounds more
Have you ever met an elk?
Scientology. No, not really.
They usually have a nice softball
Do
field
they
out
have
behind the
lodges
club.
anymore? Is this even a thing? I didn't even
Who the
realize.
hell knows?
I don't know.
I'm still trying to figure out what the those Masons are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's secret society. You know,
Exalted
they're probably
Ruler. That'd be cool, though. Maybe I'll join just so that I can become a leader of one of these.
Satan
people
worshippers, some kind
will
of pagan
Oh,
society.
I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think. All right, let's just.
Antlers on their heads and stuff like that.
That is true. That is true. All right. Good luck. Good luck, Elks and your lodges. In Voorheesville, an Albany County Sheriff's cruiser was totaled after smashing into the rear of an SUV because, wait for it, he was looking down at his computer. Do as I say, not as I do, Brian. Yes? Do as I say. He was looking at his computer.
There's no such hypocrisy in the law enforcement industry.
There isn't. There isn't.
No.
I love law enforcement. Yay.
They lead in household disturbances with, what do you call that, domestic violence.
Oh, yes.
Drinking offenses,
Uh-oh.
DUIs, DWIs, where 3 times the legal limit is .24, not .28.
He drives a Yaris. Just in case you guys are looking for
There was
an
a checkpoint
excuse.
tonight.
There was. Oh, I forgot to warn you about it. I'm sorry.
Check this out.
Brian, there was a checkpoint.
Thank you. Now, heading towards Albany, nobody pulled over. Heading from Albany,
Yes. Yes.
shoulder full
A lot.
There you go.
Albanites, you vagrants.
by Walmart.
Next story. The great city of Albany has declared that school athletes will be able to wear sports bras as shirts to athletic practices this fall, after previously suspending the students for doing so. For some reason, when Brian and I approached the athletes to do a on-hand interview with them and ask about their sports bras, we were told to, quote, "Get away from us, you creeps," unquote, and then had water bottles thrown at our heads. So that was a bust, wasn't it? We were just trying to do a story.
Did you just say that was a bust?
I did.
Was that an unintended pun?
Oh, I did. I made an unintended pun. That was a bust. Sports Bras, and that's as much as we're going to do on that story. So,
Yeah.
finally.
And I did not ask. Well, some of the guys had sports bras on, and I asked them.
That is true. That was a little. But hey, to each their own, to each their own. And finally, the Times Union reported that a blind man was finally able to get behind the wheel of his dream car, a Ferrari 458 Spider. Michael Corso, who is blind and not legally allowed to drive motor vehicles, mentioned he has been in the driver's seat many times on public roads and was once stopped by police driving a Porsche and bluffed his way out of close questioning. And I thought all we had to worry about was drunk drivers. He admitted to driving blind. Is that even that's got to be a thing, right? DWB?
Now, it would have been a real problem if he was deaf, too.
Would he have heard the sirens?
And he had no arms.
And he had no arms. That would have been a real problem. I don't think he would have made it out of the driveway, though, if that were the case. That would have ended real quick.
Triple disability.
Triple disability.
That would
Do you get to park even closer?
Problem.
Do you get to park right in front of the door, like right on the sidewalk of establishments if you have a triple disability?
I don't know. But look.
When you hit that point, you let me know. I think
you want to talk about having
now.
You want to talk about a driver having a blind side.
That was a long time coming. That was a long time coming. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the Albany News Update Show. Check out the stories we've highlighted in the description below. Please support the local news, and you've been updated.